Hey, thanks for watching Weekly Word. Really appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you'll share this with somebody, maybe someone that needs a word of encouragement and strength in their life. We've got a praise song at the end that I hope will stick in your head all week long that you might sing to the Lord. The other day, Sandra and I were in San Antonio, and we went to the Central Market, which is a real nice grocery store in San Antonio. And we walked in and went right immediately into the fruit section because Sandra had to pick up a few things and we were going to grab some items, special items that we get there. And we walk into the fruit section and it is really overwhelming. I mean, I just stopped and looked and was captivated by the beauty of all of the fruit and vegetables that were laid out. I don't know who's responsible, but there has to be somebody or a group of people that are responsible in making sure they lay that out to attract people, to catch people's eyes. The colors were all so bright. I mean, there was stuff that they had that I noticed. I don't even know what it was, but I wanted to buy it. They had some fruit and vegetables, some of them that looked scary, like I didn't even know how you would eat anything like that, but it was absolutely incredible. I just stood there. I told Sandra, look how beautiful this is. All of these fruit and vegetables laying out for us. I started thinking as we walked through the store about Galatians chapter 5. Because Paul says that there is a fruit of the Spirit that ought to be produced out of my life and out of your life as a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. He lists those things. He says there is love and there is kindness and patience. There is joy, there is peace, there is goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. All of these things are the fruit of the Spirit. In other words, my life and your life ought to produce that fruit. Now the question would be asked, well, how is it noticeable? How would someone see that fruit in my life in the same way I see the fruit in this beautiful grocery store? Well, I think there's three ways it happens. Number one, it happens in our countenance. It happens in the way we present ourselves. Why? Because when you are captivated by those first three, when you are captivated by love, when you are captivated by peace and joy, it makes a difference on your face. Have you got a resting, grumpy face? A resting down face? Or have you got a face that communicates love, joy, peace, the fruit of the Spirit? Our faces, our words, the way we present ourselves communicate whether or not the love of God is filling us, the peace of the Spirit of God is dwelling in us, and the joy of the Spirit is overwhelming us. But it's not just in our countenance as well. He goes on then to talk about how that it is also in patience and kindness and goodness and faithfulness. What he's talking to us there about is about our conduct. It's about the way we act. When we will determine that Christianity is not to be some outward veneer or some just shallow part of our lives, but it is to penetrate every part of my life and every part of your life. And the fruit of the Spirit of the working of God in my life, it changes my conduct. My conduct all of a sudden becomes kindness is known in my life. Not anger, not frustration, not always trying to look for revenge, but a sense of gentleness, a long suffering, if you will, a patience when I'm standing in the same line at the grocery store waiting. Our conduct, our countenance. But then lastly, he talks about our character. He lists those last three things when he talks about self-control, when he talks about the faithfulness in our lives. All of those things reflect our character, that the mark of Christ is on my life. Paul says in other spots in his writings, he says, live a life that is worthy of your calling. He says, imitate God Himself. In other words, the mark of the Spirit of God ought to be in my face, ought to be in my conduct, and it ought to be in my character. And when you run across a Christian, or when you are a Christian, that has the fruit of the Spirit that's visible in those areas in their life, I'm going to tell you, it is incredible. It is captivating. And God, most of all, is glorified. I pray that the fruit of the Spirit shines brightly in you. May God bless you. Have a great week.
In the darkness, we were waiting without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. To reveal the kingdom coming and to reconcile the lost, to redeem the whole creation. You did not despise the cross, for even in your suffering you saw to the other side, knowing this was our salvation. Jesus, for our sake you died. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. And the morning that you rose, all of heaven held its breath, till that stone was moved for good, and the Lamb had conquered death. And the dead rose from their tombs,